So we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
First down, here's Lamar. Finding Flowers. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Rasul Douglas.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. Another run for Henry. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on first. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. He does it, touchdown Baltimore! The Ravens take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. So that right there, exactly what you're looking for in the opening drive of a game.
And these opening drives are tone setters. You come out flat, maybe you go 3 and out. Sometimes there's a carryover effect, Kate, but here, they were sharp, they were crisp, and they grabbed the early lead.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First tone of the game for James Cook. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Bills first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Working quickly here. Again, it's Cook. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Another one for Cook. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On fourth down, Allen. Connects on the crosser. And he's taken down at the 30. And they make the tackle. I'm not sure that was an advisable gamble in this spot, Brock, as they turn it over on downs. This, our last play of the quarter. The drive begins with Henry. And he's brought down for a loss. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They have second and pretty long here. From the gun, Jackson. He's got Andrews. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. DeMar Hamlin getting there for the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Turning to Henry on third. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He has it at the 13. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Absolutely crush that kick, a full 70-yard punt. And the Bills will take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They've jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Cook trying this one up the gut. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. Offense up to the line fast. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Offense in the hurry up here. This is Cook. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Now it's Cook. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Well, I know everybody on that offensive side of the ball appreciates that kind of effort. Got it by more than just a couple of inches. In fact, no need for a measurement on that as they move the chains.
Allen now on 1st down. He rolls to his right. Down the run, and someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. It's the Ravens beginning their drive here. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Complete Derrick Henry. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule. You get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 18 on 2nd down. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So that brings them to 3rd down. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. He'll get this to Henry. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one. Just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Tucker's kick is up and good. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Ravens are going to take over after the interception. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Ravens call in on Justin Tucker for the field goal. He's got to drive this 37 yards down the middle. Bullock's kick is good, and that will add to their score.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Brock Barn, the touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the final play of our first half. Looking to throw. He beams one deep right side. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's a give to Cook. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
This is Cook on the handoff. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
It's Allen out of the pistol. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens take over once again after forcing his 4th interception of the night. Well, you kind of had a feeling, Brock, that they were going to be passing early and often, coming out of the locker room on the losing side of things, right? And that coverage, man, they knew it too. Right there to make a play on the very first throw.
Yeah, no doubt, I think in any of our minds, they knew a throw was coming defensively, and that's fine. You can know it's coming, but you got to then go out and execute and take it away. Played right into their hands, and now a chance to add to this lead.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. That's taken in by Henry. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Christian Benford up to make that stop. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Lamar now from the gun. Completed to Flowers. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the first down.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. He's keeping it. He's going for it. And he's touched as they pick up that first down on 4th.
So simple, yet so hard to defend, Kate. They line up, they play smash mouth, and they get the first down.
All set up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 22 on 2nd down. He finds Aguilar. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Henry's going to try to pick it up. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. And that's going to bring up a tough decision here for them on 4th down. But the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Now Jackson. He's got it to his running back. they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens have likely locked up the win right there. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. So the back does the work that time, Brock, taking it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do.
Now the Ravens offense staying put. Look at this. They're going for two. Jackson's throwing for it. And that one's gone. To add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the fourth. Well, Brock, the run's certainly an option as they lined up for two. But as an offense, what are you looking for when you decide to throw it instead?
Well, you spent all week working on these plays, and usually you have two or three that you like. That run game, you're right, you can run it. But there's so much more space with creativity in the passing game. And good offenses, elite offenses, they find a way not just to practice it, but to execute it when it matters.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Cook. In the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
This will be caught by Cooper. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. Working quickly here. Allen on 3rd down. And they pick him off again. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens take it away once again. The 5th time they've intercepted in this game. Oh, man, Brock. Somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him. Seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Jackson looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Man in motion here. First down throw for Allen. And they pick him off again. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens have it again after yet another interception.
You know, my dad was my old high school coach. He's a play caller. He's an offensive guy. And after days like this, and I remember one in particular, he'd say, son, some days peanuts, some days shells. This has been nothing but a bunch of shells for this quarterback today.
Out of the gun, Henry. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. So a timeout comes in. Built on the side of a former piano factory. There's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decades since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And this drive will start inside the 25. Let's get this show on the road. It is first and 10. They'll run it with Cook. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'd really break the backs of the defense.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Third and long. Escapes out to the left. He finds Kincaid. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Now run by Cook. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Going to the ground again on first. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Again, it's Cook. He's going to snag a couple of yards, charging up the gut. Coming in for the stop was Michael Pierce. Offense up to the line fast. Another one for Cook. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Facing a 4th and 12, but this offense is undeterred. They'll go. Allen. And they give to him on 4th down. It's a sack and a turnover on down.
Coaches challenge him to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Ed Oliver there to make the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Into traffic, complete. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Looking to throw, Jackson. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Kate, if we weren't dealing with a little bit of wind out there, I'm not sure that kick has enough steam to make it. In track, they call that wind aided. In football, they call it 3 points.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Offense in the hurry up here. Another try following the sack. The pressure's there, and it closes in on him. He's dropped for the sack, and that is what should bring us to the end of this opening quarter. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets them up with a third down. We're back for the second quarter. Bills in possession of the football. They're looking at third and very long. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. They will go. It's Allen. He finds him beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? And gets him the first on fourth down.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the fourth down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, sit on the bench to get their breath. And now they're going to have to buckle down and force another fourth down.
They'll cobble together a yard there. Justin Matabike making that stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On the ground, first run for Ray Davis. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Working quickly here. Davis up the middle. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with third and long.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they have a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
And the Ravens go in nickel, third down. Now Allen going to the air. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
That is a DB's best trait, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Now Allen off the play action. And they won't do it. That ball's incomplete on fourth down.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Henry gets it here to start the drive. He's got a gain of 6 there. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens with a chance to boost their lead. Second and 4. And Andrews with the catch. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10. Now here's Lamar. Complete, Derrick Henry. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. DeMar Hamlin getting there for the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 43. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Again, it's Jackson to the air. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down. Just got a hand up on that to break it up. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I hate those situations, Kate, as a QB. I'm looking for an open passing lane, and I can't find one anywhere. He thought he had one available. Defense did a better job of knocking it away.
So they send him out for a field goal, and they don't get much longer than this. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. He goes right corner pocket there, but does get it to go through from deep. And another field goal makes it 6-0 for him.
I know we get so enamored with a one-handed catch, an amazing throw, but I am telling you, that kick from that distance is just as impressive. The leg strength, the power, he drives it low, and he finds a way to get an enormous 3 points.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Allen looking to throw. He's got this complete to James Cook. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Looking to throw. Pass complete to Cook. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Hayward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. Bass now to kick this away. His return starts at the 5. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. The drive begins with Henry. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. We made it 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Every offense in the league today, they want a couple of guys on the roster capable of doing this. Players who can line up a receiver, running back, and make plays from both spots. It's where the NFL's been heading for years, and what a great example on that play.
He's only going to manage to get back to the line. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle them up before it came to fruition.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
This lands deep into the end zone. We're picking things up at the 20 after the touchback. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Allen. Cook hauls it in. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Connects with Johnson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Allen now on 1st down. Connects with Cook. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Bills football. They trail late, but this game's still very much in reach. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Again, Allen to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. 3rd and long. It's Allen. Dump off caught by his back. And he's brought down for a loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Desperation to the sideline, and Shakir snags it. And he's out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. They come through with a massive gain there on fourth down, 24 yards, and it's a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Offense up to the line fast. Here's 2nd and 5. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And he'll be stopped after getting this down to the 31. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Oh, shouldn't have let that one go. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Ravens are tackled on the return right along their own 40-yard line. The 4th down call ends in a defensive highlight as he picks up the throw and gets his guys off the field.
You know, one way or another, it looked like they were going to get off the field that time, but it's so much sweeter as a defense to run off that field holding the ball. So many defensive coaches in this league preach it. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Not only the energy you create on your side, but that little seed of doubt you put in the quarterback's mind the next time he goes out to throw it. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. That's taken in by Henry. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens leading by 6. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Running once more with Henry. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
On 2nd down, here's Henry again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Looking to throw. Henry on the catch. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And a lackluster day offensively, thankfully overshadowed by a top-notch defensive effort to get the win in a shutout. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore. next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay. We're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started. And we're off from Baltimore. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw right away. Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. Christian Benford has it. And the Bills take possession down inside the 30 after the interception. Well, Brock, I highly doubt all the plays will go as well as that one, but this coverage starts off the game with a major W.
That's all you could ask for right there. You come out so focused, so dialed into your game plan. You start this game strong, and you quickly throw a wrench into their opening script on the other side. That starts to play head games, and it certainly gives your defense a ton of confidence.
Offense in the hurry up here. Cook trying this one up the gut. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Working quickly here. Here's a give to Cook. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly, but he sure made that one look routine.
First and 10. Here's Allen. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Buffalo. Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bass now to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That's incomplete left side. That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
2nd and 10 now. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. First time this game they've looked to him. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Jackson now on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Lamar throwing again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He made taking away that quick slant look easy there, Brock, even in zone coverage.
Yeah, it is not an easy route to stop, and you have to have tremendous eyes. I talked to you, Kate, and everybody about anticipation as a quarterback. It's the same thing for a cornerback in zone. Anticipated that route. It was Johnny on the spot.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. Andrews with the catch. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Ravens first down. From the gun, a run for Henry. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
First down, and they go right back to him. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter 1. Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. Another run for Henry. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down here at the 16. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Fourth down, here's Jackson. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens tie this game 7-7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Allen off the play action. intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. And the Ravens almost took it all the way back. Oh, what a return, down to the 5. Oh, there he was, a step away from making the post-game highlights you see on the news from going viral. Couldn't quite get there. Now they need to punch this one in to convert the interception into points.
It sure wasn't for lack of effort, though, and nobody in this stadium wanted to touch the pay dirt more than that return. He did all he could do. Sometimes you're just an agonizing step or two away from that kind of glory.
And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Nothing doing that time, and it leaves them on 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Jackson has it, 3rd and goal. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. That one intended for Mark Andrews. And that forces them to 4th and goal. Talk about coming up clutch with that contact on 3rd and goal, partner. And now a decision for this offense to make on 4th down.
We know how hard it can be defensively in these goal-to-go situations. We know that you have got to be on point, every attention to detail. That's a job well done by that defense.
Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. They're going to mark this as a 24-yarder. Tucker's kick is up and good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And no luck there, and that throw falls to the ground.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. This is Cook on the handoff. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. A 9-yard rip on the ground there, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. Third and a lone yard coming up. They'll run it with Cook. Has the 1st and more past midfield. And he's going to get all the way up to the midfield stripe. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
This is Cook. And he's going to have this one down to the 43 on a good run. Bills moving quickly now. They're in the hurry up. he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll get them enough for a first down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Prior to first down, they decide to call a timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Slated downs to approach here from the 40. A handoff for Davis, running right. Makes his move towards the sideline. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Timeout called by the offense, and with another timeout available, they could actually get another 2 plays if they work quick. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. The Bills will turn to their kicker, Tyler Bass, for the field goal try. This a 50-yard look from the right hash. This kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it'll knock this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He's back to throw. Someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Taylor rapping to pick that one off. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible 2nd half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Cook. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Offense up to the line fast. once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. 4th and forever coming up. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. So on 4th down, on comes Sam Martin to handle the punt for the Bills. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And the Ravens will go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Third quarter starts with a run from Henry. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Blitz coming, Lamar. Complete, Derrick Henry. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Out of the gun, Henry. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. Finds Aguilar. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week. And I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, and give him a chance to make a play.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. He'll get this to Henry. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He's still going at the 30. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. Well, we didn't see either side separate through 3. It's all tied at 10 to begin the 4th. All right, set now. 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Caught by Flowers. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
This is Henry on 2nd. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. The penalty makes it 3rd and 8 here. Looking to throw. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Taron Johnson has it. And the Bills take over deep in their own territory, down inside the 10. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time. Now it's Cook. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now Allen. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Pass complete to Cook. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Bills first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Play action now, Allen. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it's going to be second down.
That was simply a case of not enough time available to let that play develop. That throw was out so quick, and he wasn't able to reel it in.
Play action now with Allen. Buying some time left. Now he's bouncing football. And this goes out of bounds. The fumble not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play.
You know, those defensive guys, they will tell you that the sideline's their best friend, right? A lot of these routes are trying to push the receivers and move the real estate. Sometimes the sidelines could be an offensive player's best friend when that ball bounces harmlessly out of bounds.
So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough third down here. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 3 yards to pick up that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. Back to throw it. Headed out right. Look at the sideline. That's Coleman. They go for it on 4th down and get it in a big way. 25 yards there.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Cook trying this one off the gun. And this time they get to him early and stick him along the line of scrimmage. Bills moving quickly now. They're in the hurry-up. Looking to throw it. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's 1st down. Running out of the gun with Davis. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime.